Right, you lot, welcome back to the 11th part of this 17-part lyric breakdown series. I mean, but how have I done 11 of these? I'm this far in now, you can't really stop it, can you? Right, now I know in the last one I said that the next one I'd do was Scared to Love Again. The key issue is that I forgot that I haven't done 2 feet yet. I tried to do them in some kind of thematic order now because I started alright, I did Bandage, that was the first song I wrote, but then I decided to do U-turn next and I thought for the sense of story and thematic kind of nuance, for the journey, it makes more sense to do them in some semblance of order, although I kind of decided that about 4 videos in, which was a bit of an issue, but yeah, but the latter half I am doing in order, so at least that's something. But then I realised I'd forgotten 2 feet somehow, which is it's not because 2 feet is forgettable. It's far from it. It's probably one of the more memorable. So I don't know how I forgot. I thought I'd done it already, but clearly I haven't. So I'm gonna break this one down. 2 feet is a really interesting one, and I know it's said about every song, but this is bizarre. This is divisive. This song, like you're either gonna love this one, or you're gonna think, "What are you doing?" Because one of the big issues I had with Made It Out Live, I've said this a few times, is I didn't like the limited amount of genres I did. So I really wanted to switch it up with this album. So I've done rock songs on here, I've done dubstep songs, I've done drill songs, I've done acoustic songs, I've done pop rock stuff, I've done dance, I've done classic like hip hop, I've done R&B, I've done contemporary. And then I've even tried my hand at a bit of 60s jive. And you know what? This was an experimental song. I really wanted kind of the back half to be uplifting. The reason I put kind of the love off in the first half and the war news stuff and the death related song and all of that, they're more negative songs. But after Persona, I wanted the last 5 songs to really be uplifting. And 2 feet is kind of a song, last summer it was a really bad summer for me. And maybe because I couldn't do a lot, because we had puppies to look after, so we couldn't necessarily go anywhere, so we didn't go on holiday last year. We stayed home, and I felt like I was kind of limiting myself. I felt like I was really down. But 2 feet is kind of the idea that, you know what, I've had to meet a lot of pain. I've been faced a lot. That year was challenging for me. But you know what, after all of it, I'm still stood on 2 feet, and I wanted to try and take a positive look spin on a very deep, low time, which was difficult for me to do. But I think I needed this song for me at that time, and I think this was, at the time my music was Reverse, Bandage, This Is Me, Changes, these kind of piano, these kind of like deep, serious tracks. I wanted to do something a bit more self-aware, a bit more satirical, a bit more fourth wall breaking, and that's why I did this, because I wanted to do something a bit more fun, something more bizarre out there. And this was the third song I wrote on the album, so I should have done this years ago. But yeah. So let's get into this, shall we? So verse one: I write too many sad songs, only highlight the worst. In every single verse is like an inescapable curse. You watch the progression of a human, depression is only regression. Edging close to the Ave, it stands in sight. Open up, it's about to bite. I kind of am taking the mick out of the kind of state that I was in. It's like, oh, every single song is like, oh, you're dying. But this was realistic how I was feeling at the time, dealing with those kind of thoughts, dealing with those kind of real low points, and that inescapable curse at points I did feel like, how's this going to get better? Because a year on and it's literally nothing, it's minute to me. But at that time I was like, how am I going to escape this? And I do like that idea. I really like that depression regression kind of progression, kind of free rhyme scheme. And I think it's just a really kind of fun. I like how I deliver it. It's fun, you know what I mean? Opening up is about to bite, so easy to end your life. You need to receive that fright. It's a reality check, stops in the trap, makes you think and react. It's kind of that idea of, for the sun to come up, you need the moon. I think to recover from a point like I was in, you had to reach that low point. You had to get to that moment where you considered ending it all. You have to get to that moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore, to actually turn over and look at yourself in the mirror and reverse that and kind of revive. And I needed that moment, that kind of reality check. And I did actually get to points like that. And I would stop myself and think, what am I actually doing? how am I getting so worked up about this? And makes you think and react as you sit at the bottom of the ocean after many a play with your emotions. You see you were never the public there with yourself and actual antics with everyone else. I took a long hard look and I took about 2 weeks off. My YouTube channel wasn't great at that time. I think it was my worst period, not just for like views rise, but the quality of videos I was doing. I wasn't enjoying it, and then I slowly kind of edged away from the commentary stuff and did less commentary as the year went on. But it didn't feel authentic anymore. I tried to do new things, none of it really worked. There were weeks where I was just sort of giving up on YouTube almost, and sit at the bottom of the ocean. They change the tide, cause you harm, rip the bandage straight from your arm, use you until disarmed. To quit your defensive, you deserve better. I know this letter could be the death of me. At least I'm filled with honesty. The pain really stick the landing, and guess what? I'm still standing. I love musical callbacks, first of all. I do it a lot. It's an overused trope of music, but the kind of change the tide reference. I love that phrase of change the tide. I use it in too many songs. It's got to be probably my most repeated phrase in Brooklyn. Then the bandage metaphor, bringing that back, which that was still really fresh at the time. And I'd recently actually released the acoustic bandage that I did do on my main channel at that point, so it was quite an important kind of bit for me. And it was like quitting your defensive because I was trying to find ways to actually make these people who I was so obsessed with, and the person I love off of the bat, but not just that, other people. I was like, I was trying to defend them in my mind and trying to kind of say and give reasons why I was the problem. And it's like, you know what, I do deserve better than this. And I'm going to be honest here. And I guess what I'm still saying, I've actually not written the chorus here, but it is, you can knock me down until I'm weak, but I'll still stand my own 2 feet. Knock me down 1,000 times, but I'll come back swimming in my prime. And kind of like that. You know what? Keep knocking me down. Keep hammering it into me, but I'm still going to alive. I'm not going to take the easy route out. I'm not going to kill myself because I have to power through that, and I'm going to actually face it head on. And it's kind of that change in trajectory, that change in kind of momentum. Yeah. Verse 2 was a bizarre one. I've made criticisms consistently throughout my music career, off the mic and on the mic, about what rappers just have nothing to say these days. How like nowadays people just feel like it's irrelevant and that nothing is actually worth anything because they just rap out the same thing. But I wanted to do a verse where I'm like, you know what, I am been so down. Just let me be a bit arrogant. Just let me be a bit kind of full of myself for a bit. And I think this verse, well, it really fits in the narrative, and it's not my strongest stuff, but it's intentional, and it is supposed to be a parody of what rap is nowadays. So let's start with clean slate. Got a new ideology to get that straight. Someone on the path I call the fake, but holding too much of my pics, finally remove the weight. Can focus on others from now on. It's all on me from now on. It's me doing that U-turn and kind of realizing, you know what, I've put so much focus into how other people. I was like a therapist in a sense. I was helping people. I stayed up all night to help people and certain people, and then they just turned their back on me and just acted like nothing ever happened over the simplest thing. Is that even worth it? Like, is it even worth putting all that effort into somebody or something just to get nothing in return? And it's like, you know what, just put some focus on me. Let me work on myself, because how am I supposed to help other people if I've not helped myself first? And personal comment like I'm wearing Supreme, a soda king, I don't need no queen self, by the continual thing up at the iron team, you're welcome to the scheme. Breaking down all the fraction, every act has equal. So scream up in my own fact, one man team, start to sing. It's me kind of inventing myself and focusing on myself and putting the limelight back on me. And so, I can be a solo king. I don't need any sort of queen. Self-pride is important. And it's the idea is that I was trying to give advice to other people. I was trying to help them through their issues, and I did good at points. I also did bad at points, but I wasn't really inclined and well versed enough to do that because I wasn't stable as a person myself. So how was I supposed to offer advice, and that was important. I needed that someone to kind of reflect on myself. Yeah, and I'm still standing, hit really hard with stick that I didn't expect out of me. It was really outstanding. It took me till I was being so rapid, trying to move on from possible jet after 6 months spent on the bed crying. That's not an exaggeration. Lying harmful effects that we've been supplying them to put I've died, but I'm over now, just clarifying. It's me coming to that moment of like, I may be a bit over this now. It's like I was crying on my bed 6 months. So much harm was caused to me, so much pain, so difficult it was. But now it's like you can say what you want, send me to hell, lock me up in the world's worst jail, but I'll let easy bail and I'll never forget this truth tonight. After all the pain, after all the pain, after all the pain I had for me, I still stand on my own 2 feet. It's kind of me coming to that place of clarity. It's that contentness. It's like, you know what? I'm over this. I'm gonna still be stood, and things will hurt me, things will break me, things will absolutely batter me and clatter me into the absolute depths of the universe. But I still stand on 2 feet after all of that, and I'm gonna remain strong, be strong at all of my things, all the values I want to export in Broadbent songs. So yeah, it's funny. It's kind of a parody. This song, it's fun. I do bits where I'm like, next I'm gonna do the second verse. It's something you kind of gotta hear. It's hard to describe the song because it's fourth wall breaking, and it's something I probably would never do again. I think it's a one of a kind song, 2 feet, but I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's a really fun one to do. And yeah, so next one is gonna be Scared to Love Again, I believe. And after that, I think is Go On. Then Wasted Potential, then Persona, and then finally Thriving, I think. I might have got that wrong. But yeah, and it could play like